Hi folks, this is Tony for aminutetomidnight.com. This short video will just present the latest information on Donald Trump's proposal for a southern border wall. I'm sure that most of you will be aware that Donald Trump addressed the nation of America on January the 8th regarding the border wall, and here's just a very brief clip from that.
My fellow Americans, tonight I am speaking to you because there is a growing humanitarian and security crisis at our southern border. Our proposal was developed by law enforcement professionals and border agents at the Department of Homeland Security. These are the resources they have requested to properly perform their mission and keep America safe, in fact, safer than ever before.
Then today on January the 10th, that's USA rather than New Zealand 10th, President Trump participated in a round table on immigration and border security with Homeland Security and others. Upon departure from that, Trump issued the following statements when asked questions by reporters.
Hello. So we're going to Texas. We're going to the border. Just spoke to some of my friends in Arizona. We have tremendous support. The Republicans are extremely united. They all want to see something happen, but they're extremely united. And I don't think I've ever seen unity like this in the Republican Party. The media, which I call the opposition party, a lot of the media, in coordination with the Democrats, they're not talking about the Democrats folding. For instance, this morning a number of people came out and said you do need very strong border security, and that includes a wall or whatever it is. A number of Democrats said that, but people don't like to report on it. We have tremendous unity in the Republican Party. It's really a beautiful thing to see. I don't think there'll be any breakaway because they know we need border security and we have to have it. And the only way you're going to have border security, there's only one way. You can have all the technology in the world. I'm a professional at technology. But if you don't have a steel barrier or a wall of some kind, strong, powerful, you're going to have human trafficking, you're going to have drugs pouring across the border, you're going to have MS-13 and the gangs coming in, and we've done record apprehensions. We're doing a great job, but we need help. If we have the wall, we could have far fewer people working in terms of border security and doing an even better job. So if we had the wall, we could have a tremendous saving. I really believe the steel barrier or wall would pay for itself every 3 or 4 months and maybe even better than that in terms of overall. So that's it. Just a couple of things, because I know the fake news likes to say it. When during the campaign, I would say Mexico's going to pay for it. Obviously, I never said this, and I never meant they're going to write out a check. I said they're going to pay for it. They are. They are paying for it with the incredible deal we made called the United States, Mexico, and Canada USMCA deal. It's a trade deal. It has to be approved by Congress. It probably will be, other than maybe they even hold that up because they want to have, they want to do as much harm as they can, only because of the 2020 presidential election. So Mexico is paying for the wall indirectly. And when I said Mexico will pay for the wall in front of thousands and thousands of people, obviously they're not going to write a check, but they are paying for the wall indirectly many, many times over by the really great trade deal we just made. Congress has to approve the deal.
Yesterday, are you now going to decide to declare a national emergency? Is that your only option left?
I have the absolute right to declare a national emergency. The lawyers have so advised me. I'm not prepared to do that yet, but if I have to, I will. I have no doubt about it, I will. I have the absolute right to declare. This was passed by Congress. So when you say, was it passed by Congress? It was. Other presidents have used it, some fairly often. I have the absolute right to declare a national emergency. I haven't done it yet. I may do it. If this doesn't work out, probably I will do it. I would almost say definitely.
If it's a true national emergency, if it's a true national emergency, why haven't you declared a national emergency already?
Because I would like to do the deal through Congress, and because it makes sense to do it through Congress. But the easy route for me would have been call a national emergency and do it. And I will tell you, this is a tremendous crisis at the border. Look at President Obama's statements from the past, numerous statements where he calls it a crisis. This is a crisis. You have human trafficking, you have drugs, you have criminals coming in, you have gangs, MS-13. We're taking them out by the thousand and bringing them back. This is a crisis. And they don't come in at the checkpoint, which they do also, but they go in between the checkpoints where you don't have any barriers.
Mr. President,
Go ahead.
Are you sure, so national emergency, if this doesn't work out, you don't get an agreement, you will do it, or you're still thinking about it?
If we don't make a deal, I mean, I would say 100%, but I don't want to say 100% because maybe something else comes up. But if we don't make a deal, I would say it would be very surprising to me that I would not declare a national emergency and just fund it through the various mechanisms. And by the way, there's more than one mechanism. There's various mechanisms. And the lawyers tell me 100%. It would be nice if we could make a deal. But dealing with these people is ridiculous. I don't know if they know how to make a deal. We need, and I'll tell you what, a lot of Democrats, I was looking at numbers, a lot of Democrats agree, Steve, we need national security. And the only way you have it is you have to have a strong border. And the only way you have a strong border is you need a wall or you need some kind of a steel. If we declare a national emergency, we have a tremendous amount of funds, tremendous. If we want to do that, if we want to go that route. Again, there is no reason why we can't come to a deal.
This emergency on the border, this crisis, when did it begin?
Oh, it began a long time. Ask President Obama. Obama used to call it a crisis at the border, too. I think he said it in 2014. Look, you can all play cute. And I'd say 80% of you are possibly in coordination with the opposition party. I mean, the whole thing is ridiculous. All you have to do is look at the borders, rent a helicopter, except you don't want to know the truth, and watch. And by the way, here's the story. There is another major caravan forming right now in Honduras. And so far, we're trying to break it up. But so far, it's bigger than anything we've seen. And a drone isn't going to stop it. And a sensor isn't going to stop it. But you know what's going to stop it in its tracks? A nice, powerful wall.
Is this shutdown going to last?
We have to get a win or I'll have to go national security. One or the other. Either we're going to win, we're going to win or make a compromise. I'm okay to making a compromise. Compromise is in my vocabulary very strongly. So we're either going to have a win, make a compromise, because I think a compromise is a win for everybody, or I will declare a national emergency.
So judging from what you've just heard from Donald Trump, it seems very clear that he is going to push for this wall to get it done any way possible, even if it means declaring a national state of emergency, which who knows how long that would last and what kind of chaos could ensue if such a thing is done. Chaos potentially fomented by those opposed to the wall and those against Donald Trump and anybody else that wants to jump in on that bandwagon. On the surface, Trump's plan for a wall seems to have a lot of merit and he makes a strong case for it, but is there more to this than what we realise? As a New Zealander, I don't really want to get into whether America should or should not have a border wall, whether I support it or don't. As a New Zealander, we're surrounded by ocean, so we have our own wall with white caps, and I'm glad to have that. but I wonder how many of you are aware that the Vice President of the National Border Patrol Council, Art Del Couto, I'm not sure how to pronounce his name, sorry, is a Freemason who proudly displays that for all to see on television and so forth. He joined the Border Patrol in 2003 and was elected the President of National Border Council Local 2544. That is the largest local National Border Patrol Council in America, and he is actively involved with his Masonic Lodge. And by the way, Donald Trump's European coat of arms has a double-headed phoenix, which is also found on the emblem of the Scottish Rite of Freemasonry. Whether or not you or I believe that America should have a border wall on the southern border, I think there are some concerns, from some people that perhaps this has always been a plan for division and so on. I'm going to leave you with a bit of a section from a 1958 program called Track Down, which, take it or leave it, I think it's kind of pretty interesting in light of what's going on at the moment.
I bring you a message few of you will be able to believe, a message of great importance, a message I alone was able to read in the fires of the universe. But be not afraid, my friends. I also bring you the means with which to save yourselves.
Save us from what?
From the end of the world, friend.
And you've heard.
Yeah, I heard. Your name is Trump? All right, Sheriff. How long are you going to put up with this?
What do you mean?
How long are you going to let this con man walk around town?
Be careful, son. I can sue you.
How about it, Sheriff? When are you going to put the lid on?
What for?
Well, stealing is stealing, whether you do it with a gun or a mouthful of mealy words.
I don't intend to sit here and be insulted, Sheriff. If your people don't want my help, I can go elsewhere.
Now, wait a minute, Mr. Trump. You don't talk for the rest of us.
Since the sheriff wouldn't stop Trump, Hobie had to find somebody who would. Sheriff Chet Farrow was the gun law in Talpa, and Judge Clement was the book law.
You hear about Trump?
Yes, sir. What are you going to do about him?
What do you want me to do?
Stop him
From what?
from taking the town.
Can you prove that that's what he has in mind?
Well, it's obvious.
But can you prove it? In order to arrest him, the sheriff has to have a charge. And Trump hasn't given him a thing to go on.
Well, there's got to be some way to stop him.
Well, if there is, I don't know it. It's a funny thing.
Sir?
When we were kids, we were all afraid of the dark. And we grew up, and we weren't afraid anymore, but it's funny how a big lie can make us all kids again.
I am the only one. Just me. I can build a wall around your homes that nothing will penetrate.
What do we do? How do we save ourselves?
You ask, how do you build that wall? You ask, and I'm here to tell you.
Well, that clip from Track Down is certainly intriguing, to say the least. That's about it for this short update, and please visit our website aminutemidnight.com. Don't forget to like this video and please share it. And if you want to help A Minute to Midnight keep running, you can do that by donating to us on our website, as we do run this 100% by donations. That's about it. So this is Tony saying goodbye for now.